Hey everyone, welcome into this week's episode of Cougar Central, presented by Bud Light. I'm Dunlap, this is Stephen Holmes. In honor of October being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we'd like to take this time to pay our respect to those of you who've been affected or who have survived.
From everyone here at Cougar Central, we would like to honor you throughout this month. We encourage you to share your stories. Share your stories with anyone and it might help someone else.
Now let's get into the highlights from this past week here at UH.
This past weekend, the Cougars faced off against conference rival SMU. The Cougars defeated the Mustangs 35-22. Coming into this game, SMU had the third-ranked offense in the nation. The Cougars came out swinging, scoring 3 times in the first half. Quarterback Cal Postma was 19 of 27, passing for 172 yards and accounted for a total of 3 touchdowns. Postma threw 2 in the air to receivers De'Aaron King and Ellis Jefferson. Jefferson recorded his first career touchdown pass as a Cougar. Postman was also on the receiving end of a 22-yard reception from De'Aaron King, giving the Cougars a 21-12 lead in the first half. Second half, the Cougars kept the pressure on as running back Duke Catalan had 22 carries for a career-best 177 yards rushing with 2 touchdowns. Catalan also had a career-long 52-yard touchdown rush that gave the Cougars a 28-19 lead. He then sealed the game with another rushing touchdown and a 16-yard carry early in the fourth quarter. Defensively, Houston's Terrell Williams accounted for 2 interceptions and 31 return yards, one of which came in the late fourth at the 1-yard line when SMU was driving. Williams also had 5 tackles and 1 pass deflection. After last week's game, he was honored with being named the American Defensive Player of the Week. He is now the 3rd member of the Houston's football team to receive this accomplishment.
In a free admission doubleheader against San Jac, the softball team put on a good showing, winning both games with a final score of 8-0 and 10-0. Not only are the Lady Cougs putting in work on the field, they're also working hard in the classroom. The softball team posted the 14th highest GPA in the nation and was honored as an Eastern/NFCA All-American team with a 3.534 cumulative mark for the 2016-17 academic year.
In golf news, the men's team went to Nebraska on October the 1st and 3rd. On the first day of tee-offs, the Cougars received 5th place. Senior Papito Gonzalez and freshman Alexander Francis led the team with 68s. On October the 2nd, the Cougars slipped down to 7th place. Seniors Alan DeBlunt and Michael Paris led the team with 69s in the second round. On the 3rd day of competition, the Cougs tied for 7th. They were led by Michael Paris, who finished with 7 under 65 in the final round. On October the 5th, the soccer team faced off against number 10 ranked UCF. The Cougars couldn't find an answer to stop the Knights and ended up losing 4-0. On Sunday, October the 8th, the Lady Cougs competed against USF. The Lady Cougs struggled and couldn't get into rhythm and were defeated in this division matchup 4-0.
The women's volleyball team were able to protect their home court against Memphis behind a team-high 11 blocks. The Lady Cougs swept Memphis for their 2nd conference win, led by Sarah Afflebaugh, who posted her 3rd double-double, 10th of her career, with 10 kills and 11 digs. Senior Keandra McCardle finished with 14 assists, 8 digs, and 2 aces. On Sunday, October 8th, against the number 24 ranked in Wichita State, the Cougars fell in straight sets. For the 7th time this season, Megan Duncan led the team in kills with 6. Both setters combined for a total of 22 assists. In tennis, sophomore Sveta Dimitrova advanced to the finals, taking 2nd place at the HEB Invitational. Dimitrova finished the tournament with a 4-1 record in singles and is now 7th overall in fall.
Let's look ahead to next week.
Houston Tennis travels to Fort Worth to compete in the ITA Texas Regionals from October 13th to the 17th on TCU campus. Volleyball will visit Cincinnati October 13th and ECU on October 15th. Softball will play in the Spring Klein College Classic, playing both Galveston College and Texas State on October 14th. Houston football is on the road against Tulsa October 14th. Men's golf competes in the Bayou City College Classic October 9th to the 10th. Women's golf will compete in the Betsy Ross Invitational from October 9th to the 10th as well. Swimming and diving will compete against Incarnate Word on October 12th. The cross-country team will compete in the Pre-Nationals October 14th. That's all, folks, for this week's episode of Cougar Central. Make sure you follow UH Athletics on Twitter and Facebook. And as always, go Cougs!